So let's get started with today's topic. Now, today's topic is all about project briefs. So what I'm going to be talking about today is the best ways for you to approach a brief. So when you first get given a brief from the client, whether it be the client directly, an account manager, or a salesperson within the organization, here are the best ways, based on my experience, how you should approach that brief. So what is a brief? A brief essentially is a document that the client fills in which guides the project. It includes the project vision, the project objectives, and the project goals. So as the project manager, it's key that you know the ins and outs of the project and you know all the information about the deliverables. It is key. All of your resources, the internal teams are going to be coming to you. You are the one that's going to hold all the information. So it's important for you as a project manager that you know the answers to their questions, which is likely to be all on the brief. So it's you as the project manager's responsibility to understand and digest the brief, okay? So understanding the brief, going into detail as to what the client actually wants, understanding their requirements, understanding their goals, and also understanding each of the deliverables, okay? So for me, working within media, creative, gaming, I need key sizes, dimensions are key. You can't give me a project and tell me that you need this asset, but you're not giving me a size. So if you're new to project management, you may need to ask specific colleagues questions. So if there is a deliverable, for example, that you may not be used to working on, or you've not worked on it before, and it comes up in the brief that the client wants this particular deliverable, then it will make sense for you to ask a designer. If it's a design brief that came from the client, then ask the lead designer. Perhaps ask them if they can, if there's a previous brief or a previous project that had this same deliverable, so that you can get an idea and gauge exactly what this particular deliverable looks like, okay? So that will help you to understand. You have a visual reference of the actual asset that you'll be producing, so that will help you. So remember, this is the best time to ask the questions. So don't feel nervous about asking questions. Don't feel like you have to shy away or go within yourself if you're a little bit nervous, if you're new. Ask away. People want to know that you understand exactly what you're doing, that you're clear on exactly what you're doing. So ask lots of questions, particularly at this stage. You want to clarify all missing information. So missing information can include information such as this is to be confirmed, or really, really vague info that's not really detailing anything. So you are not able to confidently brief the teams that you're working with based on the brief that you've been given. So you want to make sure that all those kind of informations are clarified. So if you're reading a brief and it's not clear to you, it's not going to be clear to whoever you're briefing. So for example, if a brief says, I'm from the creative world, so I'm going to use a creative example. So if you receive a brief and then it says, I want this to look sexy. That's vague. That's like, no, you need more information. So you're going to have to go back to the client. My sexy might be pink. Your sexy might be red or black or whatever. You know what I mean? So you just want to make sure that all those kind of subtle informations, the subtle, TBCs, things that aren't clarified, not clear to you, are confirmed. Remember, you are responsible for the brief. You're responsible for the project. So if it's not clear to you, it's not going to be clear for the team, because you're the one that's leading the conversation. And sometimes the great thing is designers or whoever you're working with, the dev team, they can interpret things. But as the lead, you are going to have to go back and forth to clarify things back and forth to the client and to the team. So this is a key thing to do at this particular phase, right at the beginning of the project when you just received the brief. Make sure you follow these tips when you have received a brief, and it will really help you to feel confident when it comes to the next stage of a project, which is usually a kickoff stage. So that's when you'd have the meeting with the teams and you will explain the brief to them. That does depend on whether it's a small or a larger project. Some small projects don't require a kickoff meeting. If you do have a large brief with lots of deliverables, then a kickoff meeting is definitely required. So I hope you found that valuable. If you did and you want to hear more from me, then click the subscribe button, click the like button as well, share with a friend who is keen to get into project management. And if there are any specific things you want to know about in relation to the areas that I've mentioned that I am involved in, then just let me know. Hit me up in the comments and I'll be sure to get back to you. Thanks a lot. Bye.